In today's video, I'm out by myself, going solo, getting lost in the middle of nowhere in the Peak District on the hunt for a pair of old cabins up on the moors. Can I find this elusive little spot by myself and without Hayley's help? Or am I just going to be a complete mess? Stick around, because you're going to find out. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, my name is Kyle. I'm normally joined by my beautiful wife Hayley, and today I am back out exploring the Peak District. Today is going to be a bit of a different kind of video. It's going to be a solo venture. You got me, you got Muggins by himself. Reason being, Hayley kind of double booked. She's got a bit of a walk with friends off sort of that way up onto Derwent Edge, which left me in charge of making a video for you lovely people. So hopefully I can keep you entertained for 20 minutes. Today's video is an interesting one. We're going to go and try and find somewhere that I've never been to before by myself. And hopefully it's going to be a great little spot to have a bite to eat. So we're going to get cracking. We've got a lot of miles to cover. Now, in order to help me chew through these miles today, I've picked myself up a mountain bike, and that's something that you can do here as well. There's a cycle hire place here at Fair Homes car park. It's a nice little shop. They've got plenty of bikes to hire, from regular bikes to e-bikes as well if you needed some assisted pedaling. I've picked myself up a regular little bike. This guy was £19 to hire all day, and I think you have to leave a £50 deposit as well. But I've got this now until about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I might need it. My bike's only going to take me so far though, and then I'm going to have to carry on by foot and up and onto the moors. So I've got a bit of a day ahead of me. I should probably stop yakking and start cycling. Well, it's a beautiful day for it. Also, no one around. It's a little bit warm. I've come out on a Saturday. It's the top end of June, so it is getting a little bit hot now. But I thought I'd just briefly stop, just to show you guys the condition of the path, because it's very well maintained. The whole track that goes all the way around Derwent and Howden reservoirs, it's basically a road. So nice and smooth. If you're not too good on your feet, you don't want any sort of rough ground. Great for cycling on, and also pretty good just for having a walk. I have seen some people doing a walk around the loop as well, so there's a few choices here. They try and keep it as accessible for as many people as they can. Anyway, I'm stalling now. I really need to crack on. Okay, super quick stop off, because I've got a tiny little nugget of history for you. Because I'm stood right next to, right now at least, Howden Dam and Howden Reservoir, or at least what's left of it. I'm stood basically on the riverbanks. It's dried up quite a lot. This famously dried up a lot last summer, and it looks like it's trying to outdo itself. It's already happening again. But this then is Howden Dam, and a little bit further down is Derwent Dam, and this area is famous for its dams because back in World War II, the Dam Busters crew used to pilot big bomber planes, used to come in over here, and they used to fly down and they used to drop their bombs and used to bounce off the water and into the dam, and that was practice for World War II. And then they picked this area because apparently the dams and the reservoirs were very similar to the ones in Germany that they were trying to destroy back in the war. And to this day, actually, huge bomber planes do come down very low and fly over here. I'm yet to see it with my own two eyes. Maybe today will be the day. But yeah, a little bit of history for you if you're coming out to check out the dams. Okay, I think this is as far as I can go by bike at least, so I need to lock that up now. They provide locks, by the way, so if you do want to lock up your bike somewhere and then go for a little wander and have a picnic, that is an opportunity for you. But I think I need to go through this gate now and continue the rest of the journey on foot. Morning, chaps. This should be a good enough spot to deter any criminals. It's sat in a big pile of nettles, so if you want my bike, you're gonna get stung. They just provide you, by the way, with like a basic combination lock, so I know the code, you don't. I can't show you this bit. Well, I'm back on foot in the woods now, which feels a lot more like home and a lot more like a Hay and Kyle video. I think I've got 1 or 2 miles now ahead of me on foot up through these woods, which I forget the name of. I'll stick them on screen. They're very nice. And then up eventually onto the moors. I know I've got a bit of a climb to do. And then out into the middle of nowhere to try and find my lunch spot. So hopefully it's worth it. Hopefully I can find it. Come on, let's go and have a look. Well, if my map was correct, hopefully it was, I needed to cross to the other side of the stream that I'm now following, and well, it all looks like it's uphill from here. So you might be seeing me vlogging less and panting more. But I did plot this route last night on OS Maps. It's always a good idea to actually bring a map out with you guys. Maybe you come to somewhere new, somewhere that you've never been before. I've told Hayley exactly where I am today, and I've sent her a screenshot of where I should hopefully be ending up as well. If you do have OS Maps on your phone, don't rely on signal. I've got no signal out here.
You'll get no signal, so...
Yeah, you don't round here, do you?
Yeah.
At all. So I've got offline Peak District maps with a pre-plotted route that I did last night as well. So hopefully we should be alright. Let's see if we get lost, shall we? Well, I think we're getting close. And I say that because, let me spin you around. These things are grouse butts. B-U-T-T-S, you see them a lot on OS Maps, especially over the Peak District. This, I believe, it's kind of like a little shooting stand where people, I guess if they're hunting or whatever, they stand in those and shoot the grouse. Not really for me. I like the grouse alive. This place is weird. Apart from the wind, it's silent to start with. It's probably the most remote feeling place I've ever been to in the Peak District. I'm currently walking down what I can only describe as like a giant peat trench. It's alien looking. I don't know, it's a bit weird. Never been in such a remote place before. Fairly confident no one is going to be at these cabins, from what I've seen at least. Yeah, I don't know, it's almost a bit creepy to be honest. The sides are coming up around me now. It's like this weird trench thing that I'm making my way into. Hopefully not too far. Well, after what was quite a long journey, many miles across terrain that I've never crossed, ladies and gents, boys and girls, I am proud actually to announce we made it. Welcome to not one but two hidden cabins in the middle of nowhere. Well, welcome to easily the most remote cabin in the middle of nowhere that I have ever been. And it turns out it's actually quite nice. It looks like there's a brand new table that's been installed. Obviously it's made of like a rubble gritstone, and then it's got a bit of a corrugated iron roof, I'm going to say, with some skylights as well. So it's actually quite nice, bright and sort of airy in here. These officially on OS maps are of course shooting cabins. I believe this one and the one next door, which I'll show you in a little bit, have been here for quite a while, but it looks like they are at the very least kept in fairly good nick. There's a lot of sort of like insulation in between the bricks here. Obviously there's a couple of benches, there's a brand new table that looks like it's been installed, somewhere to sit down and chill out, somewhere to just hunker down if you're in bad weather, I suppose. I just wanted to come here and find it, which was a task in itself, but yeah, I think it's time for lunch. Well, as is commonplace in a lot of these bothies, there always appears to be a bit of a visitor's book. So, I'm going to add our name to it. If you guys find out where this place is, come check this book, because we'll be in there somewhere. Well, I've had a cheeky bit of lunch, which has mustered up the energy to show you guys the second cabin, because remember I told you there were two cabins here and not just one. So, now admittedly, this is the better one, but come on, let's go and see the second one anyway. So here's the first one. Admittedly, I think you'd all agree, it's a little bit more rustic than the other ones that we visited. You know, it's got character, as they'd say in the property market. But just next door, it's got a neighbour, which admittedly looks very similar, at least on the outside. It's built of gritstone again. It's got a corrugated iron roof, and well, that's about where it ends, to be honest. This one is, how shall I put it? Not as well maintained. There's a few random chairs that have been scattered about. If you want to sit on one of them, hopefully it doesn't collapse. There's even some weird, actually it looks like a table, it looks like it used to be a table. That's on the floor. There's no windows on this one. Lots of open air to this particular property, and no doors either. And there's no stuff in the gaps of the stones, so I can feel all the drafts coming through. So yeah, sound off in the comments, which one would you rather spend the night in? Back to the other one. Well, I'm all packed up, ready to leave the cabin again. Had my lunch, taken my litter home with me. I'm going to leave it just as I found it, which is what you should always do if you come out to these places. It's one of the reasons why we're not telling you precisely where this is, and it's the same theme for the other ones. I mean, if you know, you know, and some people do go out of the way to try and find them as well. But we respect the Peak District, we respect these little bothies, and we want to keep them in good nick, because it looks like they're being looked after. It's been a super fun one, very quiet, sort of almost too quiet. It's kind of a bit eerie up here, and I gotta be honest, I do like a bit of peace and quiet, but this one has just not been the same without my wife. So I'm gonna probably put the camera down now. I've got to get off the top of the moors, back down. Hopefully my bike is still there. Cross your fingers for me for that one. And I should reunite with Hayley back in the car park. So yeah, signing out on this cute little cabin in the middle of nowhere. I'm a bit hot. Have a nice walk?
Yeah. Boiling.
Okay, we're back in the car. Back in civilization, both of us. One journey was more documented than the other, but
Yes.
you had a nice time.
Yeah, I went for a nice circular walk with some friends. We did the, I think it was Derwent Edge Circular. So,
Yeah, bit of salt cellar action.
Yeah.
Can't send me jealous of that, to be honest.
It was really nice. About 10 miles.
We both ended up doing about the same mileage in the end, so I sort of cycled half of mine anyway. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. We're going to add it as part of, it's basically a 3-part series now with what we've got. So if you like this video and you want to see more that are just like it, I'm going to link a couple bangers at the end. We've got one called The Hidden House that we did recently. That was on the upper east side of the Peak District, I want to say. And also The Secret Cabin of the Peak District. And that was also kind of in the middle of nowhere. So link those at the end. You guys can check those out as well.
So if you enjoyed this video, please give us a big thumbs up.
Big sweaty thumbs up. And if you like the look of our definitely sweaty faces, smash that subscribe button. That way it will guarantee that you see us in the next one. So until then,
We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
peace.
You'll get no signal, so
Yeah, you don't round here, do you?
yeah.